Hey, thanks for visiting the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some new gear that I've been using when I'm out riding single track, and that is some new sunglasses. These are the Oakley Flak 2.0 XLs, and these are the Trail Torch version of the lenses. So before I get into it, why don't you just take a second and click on that subscribe button if you already haven't done that. That's an easy way for you to support the channel, and I would really appreciate that. So it's been a really long time since I've actually worn sunglasses, about 15 years actually. So up until that point, I was wearing contact lenses all the time, so it was easy for me to wear sunglasses. But then, around 15 years ago, I don't know, my contact lenses started to bug me a little bit, so I just stopped wearing them and I just moved 100% to eyeglasses like these. And because of that, I just naturally stopped wearing sunglasses. I never looked into getting prescription lenses for my glasses, and I never looked into getting any type of clip-ons for my glasses. I just stopped wearing them altogether. And I never really thought about it. I just got used to it, and it was just the way things went from then on. So a few years ago, I decided to start wearing contact lenses only a few times, just when I'm playing sports or when I'm out for a run, and also when I'm playing like VR on my PlayStation VR. And these are just disposable contact lenses, the daily use, so I throw them in for my activity, and then when I've done my activity, I take them off and just wear my glasses again. And then this past winter, when I got into fat biking in the winter, I wanted to wear goggles when I rode just because it was cold out, and when you're riding in the cold and the wind in your eyes, you really start to water. So I figured I better use some goggles when I'm out riding in the cold. So I ended up buying some Oakley goggles. They were the Flight Deck, and they had the Prizm lenses, the same type of technology that are in these Flak 2.0s. And when I started wearing those when I was out riding in the sunlight, man, I had forgotten how nice it was to wear, sunglasses when you're outside. So in the summer when I was out riding my bike, I was always just wearing my regular glasses. And now that I got a little taste of what sunglasses can offer me, I figured this year I'm gonna actually start wearing my contact lenses when I'm out riding my bike, and I'm gonna invest in some good sunglasses. So I ended up researching a bunch of different glasses on the internet, and I ended up deciding to go with these Oakley Flak 2.0 XLs with the Trail Torch lenses. So these glasses, they have the rose hue for the base lens color, and from my understanding, that's kind of the color that you want for when you're out on the trails and you're usually under tree cover, so you're a little bit shaded and a little bit of sunlight here and there popping in through the trees. And the idea is that these glasses and the lenses, they are meant to increase your contrast so you can see any type of subtle changes in the terrain as you're riding, and it just adds a little bit more pop, so it's able to enhance your vision when you're riding in these conditions that you usually get on normal trails. So the XL in these are called the Flak 2.0 XLs. That XL doesn't actually mean extra large in reference to the frame. The XL actually refers to the lenses. So what that means is that they give, I guess Oakley call it, they give enhanced coverage over your eyes. So with the XL, you get a little bit bigger lenses than the regular version of the Flaks. So with the non-XL version, you get the lenses that are more traditional, the rounded lenses. And then with these XLs, you can see that they're a little bit tapered here underneath. And that is supposed to kind of form to your upper cheekbone here, so it allows them to increase the length of the lens and have it wrap a little bit around, so it gives you extra coverage in your peripheral vision. So that's what the XL refers to. So if you're worried that the XL is going to be too big for your head because you have a small head, that's not what these are. I have a really small head, and these fit perfectly. I have no issues of them feeling too big on me, and a lot of sunglasses definitely feel like they're too big on me. So there's also a version of these lenses that are just called the Trail lenses. So these are the Trail Torch, and then there's the Trail version as well. So the Trail version, from my understanding, is a little bit more extreme when it comes to the enhancements it makes. So you get a little bit more pop, I guess, a little bit more contrast. So I think from what I've read, with the Trail Torches, it's toned down a little bit, so it still gives you that extra enhancement in contrast and pop and all that type of stuff, but it's not as extreme, so it's a little bit more subtle. So I decided to go with that. From just reviews I read, people seem to prefer the Trail Torch over the regular trails. So I think you need to look at the type of terrain you're in and then decide, what fits better, the trails or the Trail Torches. The Trail Torches also, the lenses, they have more of a red appearance, while the regular trail has more of an orange and pink with some red mixed in there. So the actual look of the lenses are different as well. So I've worn these for about 6 or 7 rides now, and I think that's enough time for me to give my general impression, just kind of a quick impression of how they've worked out for me so far. So like I said earlier, the fit is really good for me, and I have a small head, like I said earlier, and they seem to be no problem. They don't feel bulky on me. They don't feel like they're kind of moving around on my face because of my small head. They just seem to sit there, and I just forget that I'm even wearing them. And I've also noticed that these are really light, so I found that I have no issue with them sliding down my nose when I'm riding. And that's, when I was wearing just my regular glasses when I'm riding, I get sweaty. And then, these glasses I wear aren't heavy, they're plastic lenses as well, but they're not meant to be worn while you're doing any type of sport. So they end up sliding down my nose while I'm riding, and I'd have to take a hand off and push my glasses up, which is not the greatest thing to do while you're riding. So these do a really good job of just staying on my face. And I think a lot of that has to do with this rubber pieces they have on the glasses. So the earpieces here and the nose pieces are a rubberized material, and they call it unobtainium. And if that sounds familiar to you, I don't know if they had to go to Pandora and exploit the Na'vi to get this material, unobtainium. If you remember from the movie Avatar, that's what they were trying to get off the planet Pandora. They've decided to call it unobtainium, and it seems to work really well. And the idea, I guess, is, it's as you get sweaty, it actually helps for them to stick to wherever that unobtainium is. So around your ears, on your nose, you have no issue when you get sweaty. They just seem to stay in place and stick there, which is really nice. Then the frame itself is made of a plastic-like material, and Oakley has another awesome name for this. It is called lightweight-o-matter, and I'm not making that up. That is what they actually call it. And I guess the name is true because it is actually really lightweight. And when I'm wearing these, it does not feel like I'm wearing a pair of glasses. You just kind of forget about the fact that you're wearing any glasses, and that's really great. If you don't notice your equipment, that's a pretty good sign that the equipment is working for you. So the lenses, they're a plastic material as well, and I don't know if Oakley has a special name for them. I couldn't come across it. I'm sure they do have some crazy name for it as well. But they are fairly thin, which is nice, so it just, accentuates the fact that these are a really lightweight set of sunglasses. So you just, you forget you're wearing them, so that's pretty awesome. And yeah, something I never really thought about until I actually started researching these and what kind of sunglasses you should be wearing when you're out riding a bike on the trails is, it's good to have plastic lenses that are designed in a way that they don't shatter if you fall on the ground on your face. You don't want the lens shattering into small, tiny pieces that can then end up in your eye. So with these lenses and the way they design them and build them, I think they break in a way that they're not going to shatter, they're going to break into big shards, I guess, so there's less of a chance of any of that stuff getting into your eye if you unfortunately have a bad accident where you fall on your face. So that's really cool, and that was just something I never really thought of before. So glasses like these just aren't really designed with that in mind, I would assume, right? They're meant to just be daily wear glasses, and they're not meant for doing sporting activities or anything like that. So that was good to know. So while I'm riding and wearing these guys, I can definitely tell the difference. It makes a huge difference in just how you're able to see the trail, just looking down while you're riding, getting these subtle enhancements, just the seeing that pop in the trail, it's pretty incredible actually. And just the extra contrast you get is really a good way just to make sure that you're picking the right lines. If there's any weird gradients in the trail that you can then prepare for and figure out how you want to ride through it, around it, or whatever. So that's been really great for me. And I was trying to think of negatives, and there's really only one negative that I can think of, and this typically happens to me with lots of different glasses, but something I did notice with these was that, so when I'm wearing these with my helmet, I find that the helmet can push down on the arms a little bit, and when that happens, basically the nose piece pops up a little bit off my nose, so then I gotta kind of reposition it to get back down onto my nose in its position where it should be resting on my nose. And So I use the POC Tactile Ray Spin helmet, which is it's an enduro helmet, so it has a little bit of a lower back on it than your typical helmet. So I don't know if that plays into it. So this has the straight arms, right? They're not curved around your ear. So I don't know if just because these are going straight back that it's hitting the back of my helmet and then it's like just pushing it up a little bit. But I found that I'm able to, I put the glasses on, I put my helmet on, just get everything positioned. And then at that point, there's really never a time where while I'm riding that I feel it popping up or anything like that. It's usually just when I'm putting everything on that it seems to move around. Or if I push down on my helmet or reposition my helmet, sometimes these will flop around. But other than that, like it's a pretty minor gripe. It doesn't affect my riding at all, and it's not something that happens while I'm riding. So it was just something that was a little bit annoying, when I'm repositioning things. So when we were out on the trails a few weeks ago, my wife, we were just at the top of the trailhead, and my wife was walking around and she ended up tripping over a gopher hole. And I just jokingly said, "Hey, you should have been wearing my sunglasses and you would have seen that gopher hole." And she said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Well, try these on." So she threw them on, and like as soon as she put them on her face, she was like, "Whoa, this is crazy." And that just kind of showed how, because she was wearing regular sunglasses throughout that whole day. So I think it was an even bigger contrast to what she was seeing, like just going from regular sunglasses then to something that is meant to actually enhance your vision for the trail riding. She noticed it right away. And then her next comment was, "How much do these things cost?" And so yeah, these are Oakley sunglasses, and with that Oakley name, you're going to be paying a little bit extra than what you would probably with other brands or similar brands, these high price premium brands. So these I actually ended up getting on sale. Oakley seems to always have on their website sales regularly. So these were 30% off when I bought them. They are regularly $220 Canadian on their website. So I got a 30% discount on them, and they ended up coming out to around $175. So yeah, that's, expensive for a pair of sunglasses that I pretty much only wear when I'm riding my bike. I don't wear them any other time. So, that's something to keep in mind. They are pricey. But for me, I do like to support the company that actually puts the R&D into designing these glasses and the lenses and the lens technology and all that stuff. So I know there are many other knockoff brands out there that you can get on the internet. They're all over the place, and you can get them at a fraction of the cost of these. So that is an option, but like I said, I like to support the companies that are putting that R&D in and innovating, right? So I'd assume that the only R&D that happens in some of these knockoff companies that are creating these knockoffs are reverse engineering the technology that is created by the companies that are actually doing the research. So for me, I want to put that money in towards the company so they can continue to innovate into the future and come up with the new technologies that I really like, and I'm able to see that constant seeing the industry getting better and better. And I like to do that with almost everything I buy. I like to support those companies that are putting that R&D in. And I understand that, I'm in a position, I'm fortunate that I'm able to afford to be able to do that. And I get that not everyone can afford to spend $200 on a pair of sunglasses for riding their mountain bike. So yeah, I'm not, up here preaching or anything or telling people not to buy the knockoff brands and only to buy the name brands. I'm just saying this is the reason I decided to buy name brand stuff for most of the stuff I buy. And yeah, it's just up to you to decide if it's worth it for you to put the money in for the authentic brand, or from what I've seen in some reviews I've watched of the knockoff brands, they seem to be doing the exact same thing that these are able to do when you're out on the trail in terms of like performance of the contrast increases you get and just all of that type of stuff. So there are options out there that are much cheaper than these glasses. I can't comment on whether they're as durable or not. Like, I don't know how well their rubber stuff sticks to your face when you're riding. Maybe they slide around, I don't know. But yeah, again, it's up to you to decide what you want to go with. So I think it's also worth mentioning that these are actually available in prescription lenses as well. So if you don't want to wear contact lenses, but you need to wear glasses when you're out and about, Oakley is able to match your prescription that you'd have for your regular glasses. The only caveat to that is they only go down to about a -4.5, I believe, in prescription. So based on that, I was way out of range of what these things can actually support. I'm down in the -8.5, -8 for my prescription, so yeah, it wasn't even an option for me, but I'm okay just wearing my contacts, you know, for a few hours a day here and there, and just wear regular sunglasses. And it also saves me, you know, if my prescription changes in a year or two, I don't have to go and get new prescription lenses for my sunglasses as well. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with these Flak 2.0 XL sunglasses from Oakley. They have the Trail Torch Prizm lenses, and they've been pretty spectacular for, you know, the few times that I've used it so far. You know, I like to think when you can see better on the trail, when you can see, you know, the little subtle differences in the terrain, I think that makes you a better rider, maybe a little bit, just because you're able to see that stuff and hence maybe push a little harder, go a little bit faster. So I think, you know, a good set of sunglasses when you're out riding is something to really consider to help you out with your riding. So if there's anything else that you want to know about these glasses that I didn't really mention in this little mini review, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section, and I will definitely respond to you with an answer, assuming I know the answer to that. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you found it useful, why not hit that like button? And if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, why not do that right now as well? It's pretty easy, it's free, and it's a great way to support the channel, and I'd really appreciate it, and you know, it'd make me feel good too. So until next time, stay safe and take it easy.